How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, shapes, and forms? Welcome to another edition of Animu Wut Do. As always, I'm Greg. I'm joined here by Mira. Say hello. And we are also joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello.
And the three of us today are here to talk about Bungo Stray Dogs. But before we get into the episode, I am going to do kind of a brief aside. I'm so sorry that we did not do Animu Wut Do a couple weeks ago. Scheduling just kind of got all weird and stuff like that. And also with the way that everything kind of fell, it was like, well, we were going to do an Animu Wut Do about Anime Expo, stuff like that. But all of the Fandom Kingdom was at Anime Expo. So we all kind of talked about it on last week's episode of the Sazzacast. So if you want to hear all of us talk about Anime Expo and all that fun stuff, go ahead. There'll be a link in the description to last week's podcast. We talk about it for like an hour and a half, and it's a over 2 hour podcast. We talk about it for a good hour to hour and a half of that podcast and all that fun stuff. So go check that out right there, and I'm very sorry that Animu Wut Do episode didn't show up. That being said, we are talking today, I already said we're talking about Bungo Stray Dogs, but we're talking about possibly one of my favorite shows from the spring. That and Joker Game were the two that I stayed caught up with, and I hope May and I can talk about Joker Game at some point, because that was a good fucking show too. But today we're talking about Bungo Stray Dogs, a show that we all watched and we all enjoyed and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to get us started by talking about how we found out about the series. Oh, real quick, I know we said at the beginning of the season it's going to be assumed, but there will be spoilers ahead. We're going to talk about the whole series. There's going to be no holds barred discussion about everything. So if you haven't watched Bungo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go watch the show. It's pretty great. I'll summarize what we're going to talk about. It's pretty fucking great, and you should go watch it. So we're going to be talking spoilers from here on out. I know we said to just expect spoilers, but still, maybe people didn't see episode 1 of season 2. So spoilers are abound and all that fun stuff. So that being said, I'm going to start with May only because we kind of heard about it from you in a sense. So how did you find out about Bungo Stray Dogs? Now that I caught you with you taking a drink. Anyway, go ahead.
I think it was, you know how they have those anime chart websites?
Yeah.
I found it through that. And, no, actually, I think it was that and Crunchyroll. Cause I don't know if you've been on, I don't know, you use Crunchyroll, but
yeah.
There's a news section.
Yeah.
And whenever an anime has, like, major news, they report on it. And I think for that one, they had posted that it was coming. This was, like, a few months back. And they had, like, the character designs up. They usually post character designs first.
Yeah.
And then I just looked at it and I was like, oh, this looks really good. And yeah, I just kind of kept following it and stuff until it came out.
I noticed that seems to be a trend because you're the one, I gotta say, out of the three of us, you're the one that's the most in the know when it comes to anime, because you check, like, Crunchyroll, Anime News Network, all that stuff way more frequently. Because, like, I check gaming stuff. Mira kind of intermingles between the two, but you're absolutely, like, way caught up on, like, anything related to JRPGs or Japanese-related games and anime. It's like you're the first one that kind of tells us about that. But that's pretty cool. I found out about it because of May. She had made mention of, because she was, I think I had asked at some point, I'm like, so what's going on in the spring? And you had mentioned Joker Game, which, again, we'll talk about in another episode because that's a fucking good show. And you also mentioned, well, there's another show coming out called Bungo Stray Dogs, and I've been kind of interested, been kind of following it. I want to check it out. I'm like, okay, well, what's it all about? And he kind of gave me the general summary. It's like this, this kid gets kicked out of an orphanage, and he's brought into this detective agency and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really fucking interesting. And I kind of sat down and watched it, and I'll get into our first opinions on the show in a little bit. But Mira, how did you find out about Bungo Stray Dogs?
Mainly from you and May, and then, like, one night I just kind of watched the opening video for it, and then I found episode 1, and I went, oh, okay, so I like these characters. I don't know who they are, but I like them.
And then
I just started watching.
And then it was a downhill spiral from there. It's also important to note, the series was, I think, halfway through when you finally started watching it as well. It's like, May and I started watching it when episode 1 aired, but you had started watching it about halfway through. It was like, because May and I had kept talking about it, if I remember correctly. And then you finally were like,
yeah.
Then one night, you're like, so, hon, guess what I started watching them all? What'd you start? You're like, Bungo. I'm like, oh, what'd you think of it? And that leads us to our first impressions of it. So, we'll go back to May. What were your first impressions of Bungo when it first started airing, or when you watched the first episode?
Airing. Oh, okay. I thought you meant, like, my first thought. Well, I will admit, when I watched the first episode, the first 5-10 minutes actually was kind of boring, and I actually almost dropped it because it wasn't that interesting. and I actually got a little bored, but I was like, I will be really disappointed if I drop it because I was really excited for it, so I'll just keep watching it. And then it turned out really good, and I liked it, and then I just kept watching from there.
Right. Now, what about you, Mira? What was your kind of first impression of the show when you first started watching?
I was mainly kind of brought in because of Atsushi.
Oh.
I was just like, oh.
It's like, oh, this guy right here.
And Daze kind of weirded me out at first.
But he's the best part of the fucking series. No, but okay, so you were like, oh, Atsushi, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to be honest. I hated the first episode. I remember, because here was my problem. So when they explained it, I was sitting here expecting, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm checking my Grand Order.
Of course you're checking Grand Order. Welcome to episode 4.5 of Animu Wut Do. May checks Fate Grand Order. Anyway.
At least it's not the AX episode where Kita's playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, look, I caught a Pidgey. You're fucking playing Pokemon Go. But anyway, so I did not like the first episode at all. I hated it. Because with the way that May described it, I'm expecting this serious drama. And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is going to be a dramatic series. It's going to be really serious. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And I'm watching the first episode, and it's all, like, lighthearted and quirky and kind of funny. And I'm like, this isn't what I was expecting at all.
Floating down the river in a barrel.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, there's a guy floating down a fucking barrel, and it's like, oh, I just tried to kill myself with a smile on his face. And I'm all, what the this isn't serious at all. What the fuck am I watching? And I was really upset. I was like, this is I don't like this. I really don't like this. But luckily, when episode 2 came around, because I always like to give a series 3 episodes, because it's the 3-episode rule. We've kind of mentioned it before, and I'm sure at some point on Animu Wut Do we'll also talk about what the 3-episode rule is. But I wanted to give it 3 episodes, because I'm all, maybe I'll actually end up liking it. And I guess what caught me off guard was I wasn't expecting it to be as quirky and fun. Because, like, my expectation was, oh, it's going to be a drama. And it had its dramatic moments, but it was far from a drama. So, kind of like, once the second episode was coming out, came out, and I went to go watch it, I'm like, all right, this is a lighthearted, quirky show. So I watched the second episode, and I'm all, okay, no, I'm on board with this. I really like this show. And I went back. I think I even went back and rewatched the first episode, kind of with that new mindset of this isn't a serious show. And I'm like, I actually like this show. And then I watched the second episode, and I'm like, I really like this show. And then episode 3 hit, and I'm like, I am really fucking hooked. It's really good. It is really cool. And I thoroughly am enjoying this show. So, with a good show like this, there are fun characters, and there's good characters. So I figured before we get into the story and stuff and our favorite moments of the story, we can go round robin. I'll start with Mira, because she kind of already teased it. Who are your favorite characters and why?
Atsushi.
Atsushi. To no surprise ever. So what do you love about Atsushi?
I'm not even really sure what it was. It's just he was the first one that caught my eye, and I was just like, aw, protect him.
Protect him. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, we just hear music in the background.
And then I started watching it, and then I felt bad for him, and I'm just like, protect him.
You're like, no! He did nothing wrong. He's just trying to be a fucking dude who can turn into a fucking tiger. God damn.
I know.
So, that's... I will allow it. It's really great. Is there any other characters you love and enjoy?
Rambo, probably.
Rambo! Rambo's awesome. He's kind of a snarky little prick at times, but I love him. Especially later on in the series when he's like, oh, that's not our problem. I don't know why the fuck you want to do that, but okay.
He reminded me of Sherlock Holmes whenever we have Lestrade going, this isn't our department.
Yeah, right.
Or this isn't our division.
He literally is. I totally get it. It totally makes sense. I love Rambo, though. He's pretty funny. He's pretty great. Little snarky little prick. May. Hello.
Hello.
Who are your favorite characters and why?
First one was Atsushi.
Is it Atsushi or Atsushi?
I don't know.
I say Atsushi.
I say Atsushi because when I don't know, it's just the way Miyano when he has Daze, I say it really fast, so I hear Atsushi. He goes Atsushi, And I was like, okay, so I call him Atashi. That's probably how
Atashi.
I but that's how I hear it.
Sounds close enough. Say in the comments if you know how to pronounce his actual name. We're sorry.
I watched another YouTuber review the first episode, and even she couldn't pronounce his name.
Atashi.
I like Atashi. I actually didn't like do Dazai till later. I like Dazai. I like Chuya.
Chuya's great.
I like the president.
Oh, the president's cool. Oh, dude, he's ripped as shit.
And I like Kunikita.
Kunikita's pretty funny.
He grew on me too. I actually didn't like
I'm with you. Like at first, I was like, he's kind of uptight, and I think it was the episode that they really dived into his whole like ideals and stuff like that, and Dazai's just giving him shit. I'm like, I really like Kunikita. He's pretty great. And then there was the Kunikita we found at AX, someone drew for Kunikita his ideal woman, and it was just Dazai in covers. Like, so Dazai, basically. So, y'all motherfuckers are wrong. Dazai is the best fucking character.
You wanted me to say why, or I didn't finish.
Oh, you weren't done. You said it till later.
Wow.
No, unless you want to go.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No.
Go ahead.
Well, Atashi, actually, a lot of these characters I grew to like because when I checked out the show, it's what the clothes they're wearing, the character design. I like that. Chuya, actually, that's why I grew to like Chuya at first because of his character. I don't know if he's in that picture, but I don't think it is. It's just the agency. But no, he's right.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's right there.
Fucking goddamn dude in the fucking
He's
chair.
next to Kyoka.
Yeah.
Right there.
There he is.
Yeah, he's right there. The guy next to the blonde-haired chick.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The guy who goes up to Dazai who's tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah, gives him shit.
But yeah, Chuya.
Former master.
But yeah, Chuya.
Oh.
I first saw him and I liked him because he was actually really fancy.
Ooh.
So.
He's got a sweet hat.
And Atashi, I liked his design a lot.
I love his suspenders.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the reasons why I fell in love with Atashi is, well, he's really adorable. I like him. I like I don't know who his voice actor is, but I like his voice. It fits him.
It's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel bad for him because, like, he was, like, this 19-year-old kid, and they're, like, he didn't even know, at first he didn't even know why he got kicked out. He was just, like, they thought, they said, like, oh, well, you're a burden, and I was like, oh, that makes me really sad. But when it's because, he's actually a tiger. So yeah, I grew to like him and he's just really cute, and he tries to help everybody, and it's just really nice. And then Dazai, I think I started liking him when he was high.
That's a good opening to the episode, because he went to go eat the mushrooms that kill you, but he ate psychedelic shrooms instead. We have an emergency.
Yeah, he got high. I think that's when I started liking him.
I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Kunikita just always makes me laugh because he's like really serious all the time.
To the point where it's funny.
Yeah, and I just like the dynamic between him and Dazai. Like they're partners, but I can tell they're like best friends, and I really like that dynamic. But yeah, Chuya mainly. Like at first, I didn't think I was gonna like Chuya because he hadn't come in the show at all. I just saw his attire, and I'm like, well, his attire's fancy, but he might turn out to be like a huge jackass, and I'm not gonna like him anymore. I don't know if you knew, but his voice actor sings the opening song.
Are you serious? That's his band? That's awesome.
He's the singer of that band. So
that is awesome.
He sings the opening. You can tell when he speaks in the anime. His voice,
now I'm listening to it in my head. I can hear it. You're right.
Yep, he's
it's pretty
the
fucking
singer
good.
For that band. I found that out a while ago.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so that's why I like those characters, and
Any other characters before I finally go on?
The president is just, I don't know. He's silent but the badass type.
He's awesome. I just love the president.
I like his hair color in the anime.
He's just all around badass. Like I said, he's fucking jacked.
Yeah. Oh, and I like Dazai because he's voiced by Animu. And I like Kunikita also because he's voiced by Sosuke's voice actor.
Yes. It's awesome. I fucking love it. So
wait, I forgot. Akiko. I really like her.
Akiko's great.
She's a badass.
Akiko's a badass, and I love when you find out like how she heals people, which is she kills them and then they heal.
Well, almost kills them.
Almost. Nearly to death.
Yeah, I like her too. I almost forgot about her. I forgot about my homegirl.
My homegirl. The one you're going to cosplay in ALA this year.
Yes.
Next year, excuse me.
Yeah, I almost forgot about her. I feel bad.
That's awesome. Akiko's pretty great. I love that episode when her and Atsushi. Some scrabblers. When Atsushi and Yukiko are on the fucking Akiko. What's this, Persona 4? Get the fuck out of here. But when him and Akiko are on the train in that whole episode, it's fucking crazy. It was good shit. And then what's her name? Who's the assassin?
Oh, Kyoka.
Kyoka. I suck. If it's not apparent in Animu Wut Do, I suck at Japanese names. Oh man, but no, pretty great. I love that. But so Dazai is the best. Y'all motherfuckers can love Ajishi. Nobody can pronounce his fucking name. You can pronounce Dazai's name, so that automatically makes him better. He's voiced by Miyano Mamoru. That automatically makes him better. No, I'm kidding. So
what is a Dazai?
What is a Dazai? And how much does one cost? No. When I watched episode 2 and you find him in the barrel and he's all, I hear if you sit in a barrel like this, you could kill yourself. It's like, it's going to take too long. Can you get me out of this barrel?
No, he wanted out because he didn't like the pain.
He didn't like it.
He wants to die a painless death.
That's right.
That's what it is.
As soon as that whole thing happened, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I love this guy. This guy's going to be great. This is pretty awesome.
I remember you freaked out when I found out who his voice actor was. Because
it wasn't even until like halfway through, and you're like...
You know why? Because it doesn't sound like him when you first hear it. It sounds like someone else.
All of a sudden, she's all... I think it was like a few episodes in, you're like, he's voiced by Miyano. I'm all, no wonder why I love him so much. But no, it was like just his whole quirk about like wanting to kill himself, and it's like he wants to find a woman to commit a double suicide with, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, but I love you. I don't know why, but I just fucking love you, and you're incredible. So you're just you had me at let's kill ourselves together. Usually it's you had me at hello, but for him that suits him more. As the series went on, I grew to like Atoshi. I didn't like him too much at first. I mean, I felt bad for him, but I mean, he was clearly not my favorite. He was okay, but as the series went on, I grew to love him even more. And then I'm like, all right, you're great. You're pretty awesome. Same with Kudakita. I was like, what's with the stick up this guy's ass? And then the episode centering around him and his ideals, and like, I hear his ideal woman is in there, and he gets all fucking defensive and stuff about what's in the book, and I'm like, all right, you idiot. This is all just a bunch of idiots. And then even Chuya, I didn't think I'd like him. But then this fabulous motherfucker shows up when Dazai is all like fucking tied up and shit. And he talks about him being former master of him with the fucking Port Mafia and all that crazy shit. And I'm like, you're a flamboyant motherfucker. I like you. I like this guy.
Remember when he sounded feminine at one point?
Oh yeah, it was so good. It was so good. He's funny. He's fucking funny. There's a lot of fucking funny characters. And then the farmer guy. I'm blank on his name.
I don't know his name.
Mira. I'm relying on you. The farmer guy.
Kenji.
He was pretty great too. I love the episode with Kenji where you find out about his super strength and then Adachi freaks out because he's like, I don't think he's ideal at all. And Kunikiri yells at him. A lot of good shit. A lot of good shit. I really feel like the big strong point of Bungo is the characters. I think there's a lot of fun characters. So it's like my absolute favorite is Dazai, but there's a lot of good characters. And even if you don't like a character at first, it's like just keep watching. You'll most likely like him at some point. And then quick shout out to Akiko because as May said, that's the homegirl. And then I blanked on her name again. Kyoka. She's adorable, and I felt really bad for her because like her whole position of like the connection that her and Atoshi have of like the whole like they both kind of were cast out, but like Atoshi was brought into the agency, but Kyoko was brought into the Port Mafia to be their kind of tool, and then she's like, now I'm kind of fucked regardless. I have 35? 36. Like 36 innocent people's blood on my hands. So I either turn myself in and I'm sentenced to death, or I go back to the Port Mafia and I'm sentenced to death. And it's like that whole bit really was like, wow, that sucks. But then Adashi's like, but there's something we can do. And he's like relentless, like, we're going to make sure you're okay, even though he knows things are probably not going to be okay. I don't know. I really like that dynamic too. And then I also like the dynamic of Kunikina and Dazai because it's like you can tell they've known each other for a long time. And like Kunikina is the only person that can put up with Dazai's shit for that long. Oh man. So speaking of all the characters and all that fun stuff, there's no way I can easily segue out of this. I suck at segues. But so we got good characters. So what about the story? What did we think of the story, and what were some of our favorite moments? Trying to think. I will ask who wants to go first on this. All right, I will go first on this. Favorite story moments and favorite episode. I guess I could go favorite episodes, favorite moments of the show, just favorite moments in general. I love the moment May already brought up. I love when Dazai was high on shrooms. That was a good moment. That was a really funny moment. I already kind of went into it as well, but the whole dynamic with Adachi and Kyoka, I really like that. I love when you find out as well how Akiko heals people, which is nearly killing them. Nearly killing them. And then it makes sense why when someone needs to be healed, it's like, so how many times does she have to do it? It's like, it happened 3 to 4 times. It's like, ooh. And you're like, what does that mean? And then you find out what it means. And I'm like, Akiko, you're our homegirl, but please don't ever do that to me. Just let me die. The reveal of Rampo when he puts on the glasses and stuff like that. And then isn't it a later episode where they say he actually doesn't have powers?
Later in that episode, basically, Dazai says he doesn't actually have it.
He just thinks.
He's really good at it.
I'm like, so this idiot is just really good, and he just wants to put on glasses and be cool. I'm like, I can get down on this. I will be down the clown with that motherfucker. Mira's gonna disagree with me on this, but I love the cliffhanger for season 2. I love the way that they kind of set up the guy that was in that kind of
Mori.
Yeah, the whole bullshit with Mori at the end. I love the way that they set that up. And as soon as they set that up and you see Kyoka's shaking, it's like, why is she shaking? Oh no. And then you see him walk up to the people of the Port Mafia and you find out that he's the leader of the Port Mafia?
I figured it out way sooner.
And I'm like, oh god, that legitimately took me by surprise because it was a flop because usually you're the one that gets taken by surprise and I'm the one that called it way ahead of time.
I think how I figured it out is, okay, you know the little blonde girl?
Yes.
Her name's Elise. So when he was calling for her in that episode at the end, I was like, oh, that's the leader.
Oh, that's the leader.
And I saw him, I'm like, yep. And then as soon as the little girl reunited, I'm like, oh yeah, that was right.
See, I had no fucking clue.
You have to pay attention.
See, I was just immersed in the moment, and then it gets to the end, and Kyoko's all shaking him all, why is she? Oh god! And then you see him show up with the rest of the Port Mafia, and I'm all, oh god! And then it ends.
Yeah, I had an idea that something was off because he was starting to tell Atsushi about plots in a video game or something, and I'm just like, he just said he's a doctor. How would he know strategies from video games? They don't have time for that happening.
Hey, listen. He could be into Trauma Center, and that could be what inspired him to be a quote-unquote doctor. We don't know this.
Well, no, it's just what I'm saying is, like, doctors usually are on a really busy schedule, and they don't have too much in the way of free time.
That's why it's
So, like,
anime.
when he said he was a doctor, I was just kind of like,
No, I think
why would he know this?
Wasn't he a pharmacist? Was he a doctor or a pharmacist?
I thought he was a pharmacist.
He introduced himself as a doctor first, and then later on he said a pharmacist or something.
He can't keep his story straight. Oh my god, I never picked up on that.
I just thought he was a pharmacist.
Pharmaceutical. Maybe some of those things are like, oh yeah, I'm a doctor. Actually, I'm a pharmacist, but I'm a doctor.
They kind of are doctors.
They're kind of
They
doctors.
give you drugs.
They're not full. Well, see, they're the good doctors. They're the ones that give you the drugs. But yeah, I really like that setup though, where they kind of set up season 2, and I'm like, oh yeah, which season 2 is coming in the October.
They confirmed it.
In the fall,
It's
not in the
actually
winter.
not season 2. It's just the second half of season 1.
Second half of season 1.
It's split up. It's technically 24 episodes, but they split it in half. So it's still season 1.
Oh wow,
It's not season 2.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's still season
That's
2.
pretty
just
awesome.
the other half.
yeah. But I personally like the way that they set up the way that there's going to tie into the second half of the season. That is really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Mira, I know you have some opinions on the ending, so I'll let you get into that, and then some of your favorite moments.
I just hate the way that it set up a cliffhanger like that. It's so open-ended, and I'm like, but why?
Because you gotta be hooked until October. You gotta be hooked.
Because, I mean, I figured they did that because, I mean, they purposely did split it up.
Yeah.
So that if they put it to be continued, it lets people know, oh, there's another part coming.
Oh, this is why it's split up. It makes sense.
Because some people probably don't know it's coming back in October.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you saying that they were doing a second season or second half of the season now, but it's like
I found out. I don't know where I found out. Someone posted, and I was like, oh.
like, oh, dude, we're gonna get more. It's gonna be really good. But so you're just like, oh, cliffhanger. But yeah, I loved it though. I'm sorry, I loved it. I know, cliffhanger. We gotta wait till October. It's not that far off. At the time of recording this, it's July 16th. So I think we'll be okay. Everything will be okay. But anyway, so what other moments did you enjoy from the series that you can recall, Mira?
I mean, it's hard to really pick like moments, but I mean, like Rampo's introduction was funny.
Right.
Trying to think. There's been a couple of moments with Kunikita and Dazai that just made me crack up.
Just their whole dynamic is just like we said earlier. It's just incredible. You could tell they've known each other for a long time. I really like it. It's natural.
Would say that one of my favorite like parts with Atsushi is like whenever he saves Kyoka.
Oh yeah. It
was just cute, and I'm like, oh.
I love how relentless he is with like, there's something we have to do. If you guys like, even when he talks to agency, if I'm recalling it correctly, and please correct me because I'm usually wrong about this shit because my memory fucking sucks. But isn't he the one that's like he's stressing to even like Kunikita and stuff? Is like, you guys took me in. Like, there's something you could do, and Kunikita's like, we can't. We either give her to the Port Mafia, where she's probably gonna die.
No, he says give her to the police. He doesn't even say the mafia. He just says
Well, who brings up the mafia then? Wasn't it her?
It was her, yeah.
That's right.
He wouldn't give anyone to the mafia. He said either just leave her on the streets or just...
That's right. See, I told you I'm wrong about this shit.
It was funny because you're good at remembering other things.
No, I suck.
No, I would expect...
I fucking suck at this.
Well, either way, the mafia was brought up and someone said no.
Yeah. So Atsushi's the one that said no because he's the one that kept stressing. There's something we can do. And well, everyone else is saying, "Oh, she's fucked either way." Even she says, "Like I'm fucked. Like I'm fucked regardless. So just leave me on my own." Atsushi's like, "No, fuck that. Fuck that shit." Anyway, so I'm sorry, I did not mean to take away. What is there any other moments?
I mean, the Dazai Shrooms episode was
so good. It's so fucking good. As I revert back to what I said, we had an emergency. I just love how unsurprised Kunikita was. Because he's all, what happened? Oh, he tried to do this. He's all, alright, well.
The only thing he was mad about was that they were taking time out of the schedule.
Yeah, basically.
Like
that was the big thing. Any other moments, or can we have me talk about moments?
I think I've had all mine.
What about you, May? What are some moments? Even if you mentioned them before, you can re-mention them now. Dazai getting high. I think universally, if we had a top 5 best moments of, I almost said Haikyuu. Best moments of Bungo Stray Dogs, number 1 would be Dazai getting high on shrooms.
What's another one? Yeah, Dazai getting high. Oh man, I had others, but when Chiya goes up the stairs and Dazai's freed and he acts like a girl for like 2 seconds.
That's so good.
Yeah. And he acts like a girl.
That whole exchange between the two of them is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. I liked Higuchi, that's her name. The chick who is partners with Atagawa.
Oh, yeah.
Akugatawa, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I liked when she went to save him.
The vampire dude.
Yeah, vampire dude. Megan's husbando.
Is that really Megan's husbando?
She's
That's
gonna
great.
cosplay him for LA. So you and her are gonna get.
Oh, dude, let's argue. It's gonna be good.
She's gonna try and kill you because she's mad at you. I liked Higuchi because at that moment, because I know she likes him. Like you can tell him.
Dude, she wants his dick. Yeah, she does.
I like that moment because she proved that she was a badass, even though she had to get help from the other members of Port Mafia. Cause
she didn't care. She wanted to.
She had to save him. So I like that. I like when Akiko, was battling that dude with the lemon bombs because
oh yeah,
that's when I was like, yay! She came in the episode and she was badass and pulled out a big old cleaver knife.
Oh, dude!
And then it let me get a reference for cosplay.
Oh.
I was waiting because I was like, I need a weapon. Yeah. So I just like those moments, but the best one was Dazai getting high.
This is the best moment. Best top 5 moments for Bungo Stray Dogs. Number 1, Dazai getting high. Number 2 through 5, who fucking cares? It's not Dazai getting high. Oh man, I fucking there's too many. I know I already went first, but yeah, I do like the whole when what's her name goes to save vampire dude.
Oh, okay, Gucci.
Yeah, because like I love how like the rest of the group is like, we're not gonna fucking do this. Just he will be fine, and she's all, no. Well then, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go save him. So it's like she didn't give a fuck. She will fucking get shot for that dick, even though that dick is kind of in a bad spot right now. But who knows how he's going to be in the second half of the season, which leads us, I fucked up the segue again, which leads us to the last little segment that I've got. What are we excited about for season 2 or season 1 part 2? Like, what are we excited to find out about? What are we excited to see? Who do we want to see more of in part 2 of the season?
That guild.
The guild?
The one with the people that are American.
Oh, yeah! The people at the end of season 1 that tried to barter with the
president.
The president, yeah. They were interesting, yeah. Of course, typical American way, why don't we buy this group of people from you? Well, of course, the Americans.
I don't know if you guys know this, but did you know that all these characters in this series actually named after a real-life author? Like, Atashi, Dazai, Osamu Dazai wrote No Longer Human, which is hence why he does the suicidal thing. Kunikita, like, John Steinbeck.
Oh, yeah!
C. Montgomery.
I did not realize that. Now I can see it.
Although there is some characters in here that aren't actually based off any authors, they're just based off some works. But yeah, most of their stuff, like Atashi, like Beast Beneath Moonlight, that's a book he wrote.
Oh,
like I said, Dazai is No Longer Human, that's a book he wrote. Yeah, so they're based off American authors.
That's cool.
Authors in general.
And like authors in their works.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, their abilities are based off their works.
That's fucking cool.
That
I did not know that. May here with the facts. That's pretty cool.
I noticed that like the first time I went to the wiki and tried clicking on their names, I'm like, this isn't what I clicked on.
Oh, you're like, I didn't click on a book. The fuck is this?
I didn't click on this author. What the hell?
Yeah, what? The fuck is this?
Oh, I don't know how true this is, but according to somewhere, I'm gonna say, I think I saw on Tumblr, but this was like a nice Tumblr user, not like those social justice warriors over there. According to them, the reason why the character Dazai is suicidal, because I guess in real life the author was actually really depressed and tried to take his life a bunch of times because he was just not happy, and I think eventually he did. But yes, that's why Dazai is very suicidal in the show.
So it's very true to the character, the person that he was
not
based
happy,
off of.
So he's like, oh, I'm gonna end it all.
I'm glad that, and I'm also gonna say this. I think, and I was kind of nervous when his suicide thing was first brought up because.
I had to tell you that.
You had to warn me because, like, a little known fact, suicide can be very triggering for me, which is why there were parts of like Death Parade, for example, that really fucked me up. And then Joker Game had some, but like Joker Game made sense.
I mean, it was typical in that time period, I'm sure.
Given the circumstances, and we'll talk about it in another episode. Yeah, no, it's like because it hits too close to home, and I've had little real talk. I've had a lot of encounters with suicide of my own accord. But so suicidal things really kind of get to me. So I was kind of nervous how they were going to tackle Dazai's character. But he's a fucking idiot, and I was really kind of happy with that. I just want to see more Dazai in second half of the season, which I know we will, and it's going to be fucking great. I want to see what shenanigans he gets himself into this time, and I also want to see if we finally find out about some of these ideals in Kunikita's book. We most likely never will. I would love to hear at least a couple.
I'll say the series is probably getting darker because in the manga, I know it's like there's light novels and a manga of the series on it.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, even now it's getting a little bit, I don't know, it's still a little lighthearted, but I think it's getting
darker.
It's getting in there, so.
It's pulling a Ruby.
It's probably, I mean, it's not too dark like Ruby or Harry Potter or something, but.
Yeah, okay.
But it's heading, like, from what I've seen so far, it's heading there, I think.
It's heading in a
stuff I've seen anyway.
It's heading in a darker direction.
Yeah, I could be totally wrong.
I can be down with that because remember, I expected this to be a serious show, and I got this.
I thought there was too.
But no, regardless.
Okay, so like I did a couple of quick fact checks about the real life inspiration for Dazai.
Mm-hmm.
The actual guy did commit suicide, and he did try to kill himself with his wife.
Oh, so that goes with the double suicide.
So he did try to commit double suicide.
But yeah, so I guess I was right.
Damn! Wow, that is cool. Mira with the
They
fact
tried
checks.
to
And
kill
then,
themselves with sleeping pills, but they didn't die.
oh, damn.
But
Who?
he was later found drowned.
Ooh.
Found what?
He found drowned.
Oh, so that's why he tried to drown in the first.
That's why he tried to drown in the first episode. Wow. God damn.
Although since this is such a lighthearted show, I don't.
Hold on just one moment.
I don't think in the series they're gonna make him commit suicide.
Who knows? Who knows at this point?
I don't think so because this is like such a lighthearted show, and you know how Dazak is like this quirky character.
Yeah, I know.
Like one of the most popular ones. So. But...
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and say that again.
I would say, I think, I mean, yeah, the series is kind of arcing, you know, some people get hurt and stuff. I really don't think they're going to kill off Dazai. I think the author is going to just be quirky and just keep Dazai with that whole thing of, oh, I want to commit double suicide with a woman, but I don't think they're going to kill him off.
Right. I totally get you. I totally get you. I already said it. I just want to see more shenanigans from Dazai. I also want to see, I want to see more... I want to see more of
Chuya?
I want to see more Chuya. I really do. I want to see him get angry at Dazai again and kind of go crazy once more. I don't know. I want to know more about the ties that especially with now we know about the head of the Port Mafia. I'm really excited to see some more from that shit. So, what about you, Mira? What are you excited to see more of in the second half of the season?
More Atsushi.
Just more Atsushi. There you go.
Characters, so yeah,
You're gonna get more Atsushi.
I want some too.
So, I have a hunch. You might get more Atsushi. Who knows? So.
I mean, I better.
Yeah, you better. There you go. Who knows at this point?
Boycott the show.
I'll boycott the show. We're gonna make Rampo the main character now.
Although I don't know if you guys knew, but there's actually somebody wrote a novel who's currently working on it. It's about Chuya and Dazai when they were a team.
Really? Oh, dude, I would watch that.
Yeah.
I would watch a side story with Rampo too.
Oh yeah, Rampo's detective stories.
Yeah, you're right. Rampo.
I just want to see a backstory with Kenji coming from his village.
Oh, that would be cute. Because Kenji was adorable. I just want to know like how he used his strength when he was in his village.
Well, then it shows something because he'd never even heard of the concept of money when he first came out here. Everybody bartered in his village, so it's just like, oh my goodness,
Probably
you poor
Backwater
child.
Village, then.
Probably Backwater Village.
Probably.
It's fucking Harvest Moon. He comes from Harvest Moon.
He looks like. People are saying he looks like Finnegan. No.
He does.
Finnegan.
Yeah.
They were comparing because when I first saw him, I thought of Finnegan too.
That's cute.
From Black Butler.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it's
I thought of
adorable.
Finny. I was like, are they looking at Finny again?
Oh, Finny. I totally see it.
I call him Finnegan, but you know.
Finnegan, again, but yeah. So that's what we're excited for the second half of the season. So real quick, we'll do a quick round robin and we'll wrap up the episode. So final thoughts, May. How did you like the show? What would you recommend it?
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I like the show. I'm glad it. What's the word I want? I'm glad it exceeded my expectations. Like I thought it was gonna be good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good. And
You're expecting it to be good, but not as good as it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I would recommend it. But if you want to wait till it's all done, then I would say wait till after October when it's all done.
There you go. What about you, Mira? Go ahead.
I would say probably it'll end in like December or something.
Probably. Sounds like enough. So what about you, Mira? What was your final thoughts on the show? Did you like it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good? And you would absolutely recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty good show. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll get to what you were going to laugh at in a moment. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a way more than I expected it to be, and it was pretty damn good. You could absolutely expect this show to be on our at least a nominee for best anime of this year because it was really good. Came out of nowhere.
When if you get a nominee, would we just consider the whole series as a whole since one came out in spring and the other just half's gonna come out?
Yeah, just the whole series. Just the whole series. It's not like the fucking Haikyuu where we're technically nominating it because it wrapped up and finished this year, but it did start last year. But yeah, we're gonna include the whole thing, just the whole series. But yeah, I was thoroughly surprised by the show. I absolutely loved it. I'm excited for the second half of the season, and I cannot wait for it. So I would absolutely go watch it. we all give it our TSG seal of approval, our Animu Wut Do seal of approval. Go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. If you don't have a Crunchyroll account, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go. If there's a free account. You could go watch. I mean, you watch it on a week delay, but there's even a free account.
No, now since it's all done,
And it doesn't matter for now. But like, if you want to stay caught up with it in season 2, it's just a week delay. Just fucking go watch it right now. Go watch it on Crunchyroll.
They'll give you a free 14-day trial.
Yeah, they'll fucking
premium.
Yeah, fucking go do it. Go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. It's really good. It's good shit. 10 out of 10 would recommend to friends. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening to another episode of Animu Wut Do. Thank you guys so much for all joining us today, and thank you for fact-checking my dumb ass. So I'd like to thank May as well for being in this episode of Animu Wut Do. She's going to be in some more. I'm really excited. I'm sure at some point we'll talk about Joker Game as well and all that fun stuff. But what you can look forward to in the next episode, actually the next 2 episodes of Animu Wut Do are going to be episodes that we're all going to be talking about some voice actors. We're going to do voice actor profile for 2 voice actors, one Japanese voice actor and one English voice actor that are connected to one another via at least a couple of roles. And then we're going to be talking about their roles, going through their works, talking about some of our favorite roles from them and some iconic roles and all that fun stuff. So that'll be starting next time with the Japanese seiyuu. Don't want to reveal it yet because we want it to be a surprise. But next time we'll be talking about doing a voice actor profile on a very awesome Japanese seiyuu that may or may not have been at Anime Expo this year. That is your one hint. And may or may not be connected to an English voice actor who is a pretty dandy guy. Those are your 2 connections. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. We hope you enjoyed. And let us know in the comments down below what you thought of Bungo Stray Dogs. And tell us if you liked the show and if you're excited for season 2 or the second half of season 1 and what you're excited for. So thank you guys so much. And we'll catch you guys later. Bye.